AIMIM's foray into polls in Bihar after Uttar Pradesh seems to be giving nightmares to the opposition, the I.N.D.I.A bloc. After Uttar Pradesh, AIMIM has announced candidates in 11 seats in Bihar, and the I.N.D.I.A bloc believes that it could cause a split in its vote bank and dent its chances further going into the 2024 polls. The 11 seats which the AIMIM plans to contest in Bihar include Darbhanga, Ujiarpur, Karakat, Buxar, Muzaffarpur, Bhagalpur and Gaya. But the biggest worry for the opposition will be the 4 Lok Sabha seats which fall in the Seemanchal zone, Purnia, Araria, Kishanganj and Katihar, that have in fact a significant Muslim population. Now remember, in the assembly polls, AIMIM had won 5 seats, though 4 of them defected to the RJD later on. The challenge comes after the JDU and the RLD also walked out of the alliance, the I.N.D.I.A bloc, to join N.D.A in Bihar. In 2019, AIMIM had contested in only 1 seat in Bihar, which was Kishanganj, where the party polled close to 3 lakh votes. AIMIM is confident that it will make an impact in the upcoming polls.
भाई, बिहार में और राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हम लोगों ने बड़ी कोशिश की कि सेकुलर वोटों का बिखराव नहीं हो। हम लोगों ने इंडिया गठबंधन के तहत शामिल होने का इरादा किया। हर चंद के इन लोगों ने हमारे सीने पे खंजर भी घोंपा, हमारे लोग तोड़ लिए गए, लेकिन राष्ट्र हित में, दलितों के हित में, अक़लियतों के हित में ज़रूरी है कि मैं उनका साथ देता। हम लोगों ने बड़ी कोशिश की, लेकिन अब भी ढाक के 3 पात हैं। ये सारी पार्टियां ये चाहती हैं कि दलितों और अक़लियतों का वोट लें, लेकिन इनको कहीं भी प्रतिनिधित्व में हिस्सेदारी न दें। तो ये बड़ी दुख की बात है। नतीजा ये हो रहा है कि हम लोगों का दबाव है पार्टी के तमाम तर कारकुनों का, हमारे जो वर्कर्स हैं उनका, कि साहब हम लोग इतना प्रयास करते हैं, अगर हम लोग इस तरह से विफल हो जाएं तो कैसे क्या होगा। तो हम लोगों ने 11 सीटों पर बिहार में लड़ने का फैसला किया है।
So why is it that AIMIM's foray in Bihar politics is giving nightmares to the I.N.D.I.A bloc? Let's take a look at the track record of the AIMIM, the performance of the party when it comes to Lok Sabha election seats in Bihar as well as the assembly elections. 2019 Lok Sabha elections, Kishanganj constituency, AIMIM got 27.3% votes. AIMIM's Akhtarul Iman, whose reaction we just played out, in fact got 2,95,029 votes from Kishanganj. There are seats in the Seemanchal area where the Muslim population is a sizable population, and it definitely will have an impact. Now, as far as 2019 is concerned, AIMIM's Kamarul won the seat and was voted 70,469 votes. Moving on to 2020, assembly by-polls. AIMIM won 5 of the 24 assembly seats in the Seemanchal area that we were talking about, which has a sizable Muslim population. 4 AIMIM MLAs then later on joined the RJD, the Rashtriya Janata Dal. From the AIMIM, they switched to RJD. This is perhaps the reason why the I.N.D.I.A bloc feels that now that Asaduddin Owasi has decided to field 11 candidates from Bihar, that it could split votes, it could dent its vote bank when it comes to the minority votes, especially in the Seemanchal area. So AIMIM's Akhtarul Iman was given 2,95,029 votes by people in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. If you talk about the assembly polls, the party did fairly well. And now in 2024 Lok Sabha polls, Owasi's party has decided to contest on 11 seats. In 2019 assembly elections, it was the Kishanganj assembly seat that the AIMIM won. And as far as the Seemanchal area is concerned, that is something that is giving nightmares to the I.N.D.I.A bloc. Now, the announcement comes after AIMIM had also announced candidates in Uttar Pradesh. AIMIM decided to contest in the Azamgarh, Badaun, Firozabad, Sambhal, Moradabad, Amroha and Meerut seats. In 2019, AIMIM had not fielded any candidates in the previous Lok Sabha elections. But the party had formed they performed well in the local body polls in the state. AIMIM also contested in the assembly elections, and while the vote share did not yield any seats for the party, it did make a dent in as many as 10 assembly seats, polling more than the margin of the losing opposition candidate. We have Saket joining us live from Patna with more details. Saket, पहले उत्तर प्रदेश और उसके बाद अब बिहार, इन दोनों ही जगहों पर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी जो है चाह रहे हैं कि उनकी पार्टी और मजबूत हो। बिहार में 11 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ने का फैसला किया है, और जो सीमांचल इलाके की सीट हैं उससे सबसे ज्यादा खतरा इस वक्त I.N.D.I.A ब्लॉक को महसूस हो रहा होगा।
देखिए, बिल्कुल 11 सीटों पर एमआईएम ने यहाँ पर चुनाव लड़ने की घोषणा की है, और जो 11 सीटें चुनी गई है बिहार में, वो सभी सीटें मुस्लिम बहुल सीटें हैं। वहां पर अच्छी खासी संख्या मुस्लिम वोटर्स की है। तो ऐसे में इन सीटों को अगर AIMIM ने चुना है चुनाव लड़ने के लिए, तो इससे सबसे बड़ा जो संकट है और सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत इंडी गठबंधन के लोगों को ही है, क्योंकि आरजेडी ये कह रही है खुलकर कि फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए ये किया जा रहा है। बीजेपी को फायदा सीधे तौर पर इससे होगा, इसलिए क्योंकि जो मुस्लिम वोटर है वो बटेगा और ऐसे में सीधा फायदा बीजेपी को मिलेगा, ध्रुवीकरण होगा वोटों का। तो इस वजह से अब ये जो इंडी गठबंधन के लोग हैं ये बातें कह रहे हैं।
जी, वैसे ये कोई नई बात नहीं है कि कांग्रेस बीजेपी हमेशा असदुद्दीन ओवैसी को एक दूसरे का बी टीम बताते हैं। वी हैव सम ब्रेकिंग इनपुट्स कमिंग इन एज वेल, साकेत. As far as the Congress is concerned, Congress has fired the vote cutter jibe at Mr. Owasi. Let's listen to what Pramod Tiwari said.
तो असदुद्दीन ओवैसी की तरफ से जिस तरह से कदम उठाए गए हैं, बिहार में 11 कैंडिडेट्स जो है फील्ड करने की तैयारी में है AIMIM. क्या आपको लगता है कि इससे इंडिया अलायंस की परफॉर्मेंस पे भी कहीं ना कहीं कुछ असर पड़ेगा?
कोई असर नहीं पड़ेगा. काठ की लकड़ी की हांडी एक बार चढ़ती है, बार बार नहीं. इतिहास उठा के देख लें, चाहे महाराष्ट्र का हो, चाहे बिहार का हो, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश का, ये मुस्लिम बाहुल इलाकों में खड़े होते हैं और जानबूझकर मुसलमान वोट बांटते हैं. तो मुसलमान और उसके अलावा कोई दूसरा इनके झांसे में नहीं आता, वो अब झांसे में आने वाला नहीं है. ये साफ साफ दिखने लगा है कि जाने या अनजाने ये भाजपा के एजेंट के तौर पर काम करते हैं और वोट बांटते हैं.
साकेत कंटिन्यूज टू बी विद अस ऑन द ब्रॉडकास्ट. साकेत, जो हम कह रहे थे कि कांग्रेस बीजेपी एक दूसरे पर हमेशा ये तंज कसते हैं कि ओवैसी आपकी बी टीम है, लेकिन प्रमोद तिवारी के रिएक्शन से कहीं ना कहीं डर झलक रहा है I.N.D.I.A ब्लॉक का कि मुस्लिम वोट बैंक जो है वो बंटेगा.
देखिए, बिल्कुल इसका प्रभाव तो पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आप समझिए कि सीमांचल, जो बिहार का सीमांचल का जिला है, 4 जिले हैं खास करके, किशनगंज, अररिया, कटिहार और पूर्णिया, ये चारों जिले जो हैं और चारों लोकसभा सीट, इस पर मुस्लिम वोटर्स की संख्या काफी ज्यादा है. किशनगंज में तो बहुत ज्यादा है, लगभग 70% आबादी मुस्लिम वोटरों की है. और यही वजह है कि 2019 में जब यहाँ पर चुनाव हुआ था तो लोकसभा के चुनाव में एनडीए को 39 सीटें मिली थी और 1 सीट एनडीए हारी थी.
साकेत, आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए. वी आर आल्सो जॉइंड बाय गुरु प्रकाश ऑफ द भारतीय जनता पार्टी. मिस्टर गुरु प्रकाश, प्रमोद तिवारी सेज ओवैसी वर्क्स ऑन ऑर्डर्स एंड डायरेक्शंस ऑफ द भारतीय जनता पार्टी, इसीलिए 11 उम्मीदवार और सीमांचल को लेकर डर है. हाउ डू यू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट?
So see, this is not the first time that Mr. Owasi or his party is contesting in Bihar. His party had 5 MLAs in the last Vidhan Sabha election. So we don't see any logic, any truth to these allegations. On the contrary, if I can suggest that Mr. Owasi has opposed every single policy decision that we have applied. You speak of Article 370, you speak of Ram Mandir, you speak of the recent CAA as well. So there is absolutely no question of understanding. We must ask this question to the Congress leadership. Chor ki daadi mein tinka. On the contrary, Mr. Owasi always finds himself comfortable in the company of Congress leadership or the Rashtriya Janata Dal leadership. But let me make this very clear. We live in a democracy. We are the world's largest democracy. Any political party, any individual, they are free to contest. Nothing in the constitution bars them. Whatever comes our way, we'll see to it. But to make such allegations, it's completely baseless, completely illogical, and has no connection with truth, Swati.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Guru Prakash, for joining us on the broadcast with your views. So as far as the AIMIM is concerned, decided to field 11 candidates from Bihar, which definitely has given nightmares to the Congress party, which says Owasi works in the directions of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Meanwhile, the battle for Owasi bastion in Hyderabad heats up, with BJP candidate Madhavi Lata going all guns blazing.
I would say that
in fact, Madhavi Lata is joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Your opponents, Asaduddin Owasi, has made CAA the bedrock of his campaign speeches of late. And what do you make of his anti-CAA stance?
I would say that at first, let him first worry and think about all those Muslims who belong to this country, whom we call the citizens of Bharat. Those Muslims who are not being supported any kind of with education, with health, and with many other facilities that a basic citizen should get, who are under his constituency, who belong to his own constituency, that is Hyderabad Lok Sabha constituency. When Prime Minister, being a Hindu, is absolutely worried about the Pasmanda women. When he is worried about all those women who are hit by triple talaq, why is he doesn't talk about that? Why is he not worried about them? Why is he worried about those Muslims who have been thrown away from Islamic countries thinking that they are hazardous, they're dangerous for their country? This doesn't it openly tell that he is not interested in about our Muslims who belong to this nation and who are the citizens of this country, who have the voting right, but he is worried about those Muslims who are dangerous, hazardous to their country, which are Islamic countries, and he fights about them.
But why do you say
his nature. This talks about the kind of a vote bank you want to continuously pump in. So इसका मतलब ये है that he knows that his so-called, he says his Muslims in this country are not willing to vote him. So he wants to be better careful by bringing these people from outside, whom he is going to get all the facilities illegally here because he is existing MP and he has a very good set of 7 MLAs here. So he is going to misuse the system and make illegal Muslims as legalites here. I don't understand what kind of a strategy is it that अपने ही कौम को आप नुकसान में डाल दो. You want to share the bread and butter of our Muslims here. Give it to somebody else. And you don't feel bad when women here are being sold. You don't feel bad when Muslims here, women are being multiple times married. You don't protest on those things. You don't talk about those things. Why are you even talking about them who do not even belong to this country?
But why do you say that he is not fighting for Indian Muslims? He always talks about them. In fact, he accuses both Congress and BJP of making promises and forgetting when it comes to Muslim community.
I have never heard him standing up for triple talaq. I'm sure the entire world didn't hear him standing up for triple talaq. What is triple talaq? Is it as simple as what people think instant triple talaq is? No. Because of this instant triple talaq, girls are getting married through something called, travel marriages. Who just get married here and they go to Middle East countries where they are being circulated between the families. Each one enjoys a girl from here, an Islam girl, a Muslim girl. They give instant triple talaq because it doesn't belong to there, and this is what fashion this country has started, misusing the talaq system, and that girl gets repeatedly married and she has to sell her body repeatedly, and he never bothers about that. He never bothers about those Muslim people who on the name of love jihad pick up Indian Hindu girls. I am surprised those Muslims are not seen to him, who at the same time misuse Muslim girl and also misuse a Hindu girl. He doesn't stand up for UCC, where Narendra Modi jaisa Prime Minister would want to stand up for every Muslim girl. If not after marriage, at least before marriage, they want her to get equal rights in her native place. He doesn't want to stand up for that. अरे मुद्दे इतने सारे यहाँ पड़े हुए ना. There's so many problems and issues with pasmandas. You have multiple types of pasmandas. Pasmandas who got converted from Hindu community to there. You have pasmandas who are tribes, nomadic. You have so many sections. You don't want to talk about them. There are masjids where the maulas and everybody are paid only 4,000 rupees. Imagine how do they have to run their families. You don't talk about them. You have no interest to represent them in Waqf board, your state Waqf board. You have no interest to take it to central Waqf board. And you want to talk about those Muslims who have been thrown away from Islamic countries. Why?